Welcome to Graham Hughes. I was so excited to talk about you today because you are the true traveller. You've been travelling all over the world, all for the Odyssey exhibition. You've got your own TV show.
Yeah.
And I want to hear all about your travels. That's coming up. Now, you said tonight, for anyone that's got a TV, tune in to
Nat Geo Adventure at 9:30 tonight, and the TV show's called Graham's World.
Yeah,
I did pick the title, and it's
Why
a
did
good
they call
episode.
it that?
It's a good episode.
No, I'm kidding. So Graham's World tonight, Nat Geo Adventure from 9:30, and you said you've got to see tonight's episode because I get arrested.
Yeah.
Cool. If that's a promo for a show, I don't know what is. So Graham Hughes joins me in studio. We'll talk in a little bit more detail about his Odyssey expedition. Expedition. He's been visiting, or he's going to visit every single country in the world without flying. Public transport only, right?
Public transport. I can take sort of private transport over water if it's a ship going across to another country. I can take that, but otherwise, yeah, buses and trains.
I've got to go to traffic in a second, but how many pairs of shoes have you gone through?
These are my second pair of shoes.
Second? In how long? How long have you been travelling?
19 months.
Second pair of shoes? That's not bad.
I know, yeah.
You must buy quality footwear. Graham Hughes from Graham's World. You can see it on Nat Geo on the TV. Make sure you check it out tonight from 9:30. Graham in studio here to tell us all about his Odyssey expedition. Thank you very much for joining us. It's really good to see you, and I was really excited to meet you because I know you must just have so many tales. Tell us about, for anyone that hasn't heard of the Odyssey expedition, what's it all about?
What it is, it's the first surface journey to every country in the world. No one's ever done this before. I don't think anyone's even attended it before. And for
what does that mean, surface journey?
It means I'm not allowed to fly.
Right.
And also it's a Guinness World Record stipulation that I'm not allowed to take any private transport over 50 miles. So I can't drive myself and I can't hitchhike. It's got to be all literally on buses and trains and bush taxis in Africa. And
you're doing every single country in the world?
Yeah.
You're 85%
so far,
done.
yeah. I've been to 161 countries. That's every country in South America, Central America, Caribbean, North America, Europe, every country in Africa, and every country in the Middle East.
Now, you're a one-man band, aren't you? We were
Yes.
just talking about the fact that you're doing everything yourself.
Yeah. Where's my support crew?
Where is the support crew? I
should be followed around by a couple of Land Rovers.
I know. But they're not here. You're on your own with a camera.
Yeah.
I just love the fact that you are just doing it yourself.
Yeah.
National Geographic, you're giving them the updates of what's going on.
Yeah.
So you've been here for how long?
I've actually been in Dubai for a month.
That's unbelievable.
Normally I'm in places for a couple of days.
Yeah.
For example, this time last year I've been to 90 countries. This year I've been to 27. And there's a reason for that. It's because it's very difficult to get around this area with your British passport, whereas getting around America, you don't need a single visa for any of those countries.
No, you don't. They used to be able to travel. Americans, I have a few American friends that were really peeved when laws were tightened and they were suddenly going to have to start travelling and have a passport to do it. And I thought, well, what were you travelling on before? They only needed sort of driver's license or something.
I know. But I mean, kind of, it is difficult to get around Africa and the Middle East at the moment, you know, because of the visas. But it is possible. One of the things that I'm trying to show here is, look, there's 192 members of the UN. There's a lot of countries out there, and most of them are peaceful, stable places where you can travel through. People will be very generous and very warm, very hospitable towards you. And the sort of flashpoints in the world where we know there's wars going on, it doesn't account for the whole world. And plus, you can visit those countries. You can go to Afghanistan, you can go to Iraq, you can even go to Somalia. And you'll be okay if you go to a certain area of it.
When you first came in, that's one of the questions I asked you. Is there any country that you are not going to? And you said, no, doing every single one.
I mean, a couple of them, maybe it's a little bit of a cheat because I am just going to step over the border.
Through. Right.
The case in point of that is North Korea, because you can go on a tour of the DMZ, or the DMZ as the Americans say, and you get to go in a hut where they signed the treaty, the ceasefire back in the 50s, and half the hut's in North Korea and the other half's in South Korea. So I'm going to walk around the table and that'll be counted as going to North Korea.
Right, well, you've been, that's good enough for us. We're not going to complain about that. So some of the most bizarre, you were talking about public transport. You came from where to here?
Well, I came through Turkmenistan, Afghanistan, and I came through Iran. Iran was wonderful. I will return to Iran in an instant.
Great things about Iran.
Yeah, beautiful place, beautiful people, really, really fantastic, blew me away. And then I got to Kuwait, and I was expecting there to be ships going from Kuwait to Bahrain. There used to be ferries that ran between them, and they stopped 2 years ago, and my guidebook was a bit out of date. So I ended up having to get a Saudi visa, which took 6 weeks, so I was stuck in Kuwait for 6 weeks,
right.
Waiting for my Saudi visa. And then I had one country left to go in Africa, which was Eritrea. So I headed over to Jeddah in Saudi Arabia, and I took a cargo ship over to Eritrea. It was the one country, it's like the North Korea of Africa, because it's got 3 borders, one with Ethiopia, one with Djibouti, and one with Sudan, and they're all closed to foreigners. You can't get across them. Right. So my only way of attacking was to get a ship, and I did.
You got the ship into there.
Yeah, and then I came back to Jeddah,
yeah.
And then I headed over here. I headed over to Oman and stepped foot in Yemen, and then back here, and I've been waiting for a ship to whisk me away to India.
Right, and you're off to India in a couple of days tomorrow?
Yeah,
Is it a couple
tomorrow
of days?
I'll be stopping in Karachi in Pakistan, and then heading on to India. And then from India I've got to go to Sri Lanka, Maldives, Bangladesh, Bhutan, Nepal, and into China. It's going to be fun.
Now, before you left, you're from the UK, right?
Yeah.
Where are you from in the UK?
I'm from Liverpool.
You're from Liverpool. Where had you been before you took on this expedition? Were you a big traveller before?
Yeah, big backpacker. I'm not
the only place maybe not literally.
I'd been to about 70 countries. I travelled all around India, the Middle East. I travelled around South America, Southeast Asia, China.
So it hasn't been a complete baptism of fire. You've travelled, so you are slightly worldly.
Although I hadn't seen much of Africa. I'd only been to Egypt and Morocco and Tunisia, which aren't really Africa. They're more Middle Eastern than Africa. So Africa was a great unknown for me. But actually, when I got there, it was a lot less scary than I thought that it was going to be before I went.
Now, you've been through quite a few things. Tonight's episode on Nat Geo, you said, check out, I get arrested. You said it with such excitement. But not the first...
the lead up to me getting arrested is spending 3 days in a tiny pirogue fishing ship going across 500 miles of open ocean.
I don't know why I'm laughing, but you said to me with great pride as well, you said, well, it's not the first time. So where was the first arrest? You must have been
Cape
through
Verde.
some things.
I've been arrested in quite a few countries, especially in Africa, where it's very corrupt, and you know, they'll stop you at the side of the road and they'll want money out of you, and if you don't give them money, they've got the power to arrest you. You can't do anything about it. But in Cape Verde, they thought I was a people smuggler because I turned up with some Senegalese fishermen. In Congo, I think they thought I was a spy because obviously I look like James Bond, and walking around the world, my tuxedo on, you know. And they wanted to check all my tapes. Unfortunately, it took them 6 days to check all my tapes and actually let me go.
Where were you whilst they were checking tapes?
In jail, yeah.
You were sat in a jail?
In a jail cell. They'd taken my hat and they took my glasses, they took my t-shirt and my shoes and my socks. And it was, I was going crazy. I was not a happy bunny.
I'm desperate to watch this show now, I can't wait.